Hi, welcome to our training video about our Sumo workshop. This video aims to give you a rundown on how we modify our robots to compete in a sumo battle. This video will give you the confidence in how to program the robots to navigate themselves using the Mindstorm software. At this point in time, the students should have now built the robots and are ready to code. So let's get straight to the code. So by now, you should have downloaded the software on your computer, and we're going to start by creating a new project. The aim of this workshop is to push the opponent's robot out of the circle. In summary, when the robot is placed inside the ring, the robot will move forward. Once it detects the black border, it will stop, reverse, and it will turn around, and it will repeat this process. So let's start with our first icon, and we need to drag and drop an infinite loop, and the infinite loop can be found under the flow control tab, and we can just drag and drop the loop icon. We know that this is an infinite loop specifically because of the infinity icon. Most of our workshops, the three tabs that we utilize is the green action tab, the flow control tab, the orange tab, and the yellow sensor tab. So they're the three icons that we'll be working with. So once we have the loop set in place, now we want to go to the action tab, and we want to pick up a move steering icon. Generally, the action icons have to do with controlling the motors. The move steering specifically has the role of controlling both motors simultaneously. But before we continue, we need to change some settings. So firstly, the B plus C over here, this indicates the ports on the brick that you plug the wires into. This can change, and so when you plug the wires into the brick, you make sure that they are corresponding to the code. Secondly, when we click on this tab, we want to change this to on. This setting controls how long we want the motor to be running, and when we set it to on, this means that we want it to run forever. This setting here refers to direction. We want the robot to move forward, and so this will stay at 0. And finally, power. We can set power to be any number, but today we're going to set it at 75. So that is the move steering block complete. And so this will enable the robot to move straight. The next icon we want is an icon to allow us, the robot, to detect the black line. So if we go to the flow control tab, we're going to click and drag the weight tab. We are going to click this tab and go to color sensor. In this workshop, we will be attaching a color sensor, and the role of the color sensor is to detect the black color. So when we go to color sensor, we click compare and color. As you can see, there are many settings, but for this workshop we are going to keep it simple and just do a basic comparison between colors. So we click color. As you can see, they give you the choice of which color. So if we click this tab and we click black and we untick that, So now that is set so that the sensor will detect black. A very important thing, very similar to the move steering block, is the ports. These sensors also have ports that are required to connect to. So this is connected to port 3. So make sure that the wire connected to the sensor is connected correctly to whatever port you have put inside your code. Next, we're going to put another steering icon and go to the action block, click and drag steering. However, this time we want it to be completely off. Completely off, and also ports B plus C. So you might be asking yourself why we need to make the robot stop. If you try the complete code without the stop, the robot doesn't perform the way we want it to, and it is very interesting. I believe that the reason why we have the stop icon in there is so that the robot can comprehend with the multiple tasks it is receiving. So after we put the move steering icon and put the motors to off, we're going to grab another move steering block. However, this time we are going to make it move backwards. So firstly, make sure the ports are the same, B plus C. We are going to change this to on for seconds. So now we are setting the duration of how long we want it to move backwards for seconds. And so we can adjust this accordingly to how we would like. We're going to keep that at 0, that's straight. However, if we wanted to move backwards, what we can do is set this as a negative 75 power. And as a result, you can see that the direction automatically changes. Finally, this is the number of seconds you want the motor to be running, and we're going to set that to 1 second. And finally, our last icon. We're going to use a move tank icon. Firstly, as you can see, the move tank icon and the move steering icon look very similar. They both visually have 2 motors in them. The main difference though is that whereas the move steering icon controls both motors simultaneously, the move tank block enables us to control the motors independently. So firstly, we check our ports. Secondly, we're going to change this to on for seconds. And because in this step we want the robot to turn, we are going to set one motor to be negative, to have negative power to move backwards, and the other motor to move forward. So we're going to set the left motor to a negative 75. And finally, we're going to change the duration to 2 seconds. And now that is the complete program for the Sumo workshop. That was a quick overview of the entire workshop and the code. And so from here on out, after teaching to the students will be testing their robots. This is a good opportunity for students to learn about debugging And to finalize the video, some debugging errors to look out for include the functionality of the sensors and also the correct wire connections and assignments. Like I said, ports B plus C and the port number 3. So that's the end of the video, and we hope that it helped you gain confidence to come and volunteer at one of our workshops. Make sure to subscribe and like so you can keep updated with the other videos that we're going to post for other workshops.